They're talking about this FBI director, Kash Patel, as he testifies to Senate in this overnight hearing, apparently. They're talking about this man firing qualified agents for investigating the president, Donald Trump. And again, hopefully you're having a great day. Hopefully you're having a great time. And we're going to have a great show. As I'm keeping it light, people. Light consumption here. He's saying that he's not taking direction from the White House, but there's seeming to be information pointing that he does. Hmm. I don't know. They were talking about the release of the Epstein files and what was that situation, and what he was talking about was that prior administrations had all the opportunities in the world to release these files, and that he released the information that he could release because he felt that everything else is inadmissible. And unfortunately, they only have the investigation going from 97 to 2001, and then for some reason after that, everything gets crazy and cloudy. And they were pointing out that they should have done more to this man than just having him serve time over the weekends and stuff that they were doing. Apparently, it was just a lot of manipulation, and maybe he had a lot more control over, the authorities than we thought, until things just got to a point. They still didn't care about any of those answers. They wanted more released information. He was talking about they normally don't release any information to victims, or possible inadmissible truths, I guess. I don't know how else you want to put that, but he seemed to just get grilled by a few people in the Senate, as they were saying that that you need to work better at serving the people and giving them the answers that they want to know. And even that the man that was questioning him, I forget his name, also wanted to know. He's going into a conversation about him dealing with these agents, and that he should be giving them the proper respect for their duties and their rights over him taking them down. They're talking about loyalty tests, crazy stuff going on with this guy, Kash Patel. As the comment sections on some of these videos that I posted about certain things with him involving, with his involvement, tend to get a lot of attention from people. They're like, oh, he's covering everything up. He's part of this whole thing. Definitely have been doing some questionable stuff. They're grilling this man right now. Are they doing these loyalty tests? Are they testing the loyalty of the country? I saw movies with this idea driven out, and now they're just trying to act it out in real life.
Have you investigated donors for another reason? Many donors may be involved in criminal enterprises and criminal activities, and those individuals will be investigated. Can you commit to make public the Epstein files that so far have not been released if this committee is able to review them on a classified basis? I think this is an important distinction. The Epstein case file.
You're talking about the release of the Epstein files if the Senate is able to review them privately.
So we are providing what we legally can, and we are going to give Congress what we are legally permitted to do so to the maximum extent of the law. Will you enable the chairman and the ranking member to review them on a classified basis?
Interesting.
That doesn't make any sense. If the material in the Epstein file is not classified, there is no basis for a classified review. It would protect the confidentiality of them if they were able to review them on on a classified basis?
If anyone in this room can get the multiple district court judges to lift their court protective orders in the ceilings, we will happily provide you with more information.
Would something like that affect people in the future?
DEA and the ATF?
That's not something for me to comment on.
Well, those agencies work with you, don't they?
With me, not for me.
Are you in favor of orienting the FBI toward a national police function as opposed to the enforcement of federal law?
The FBI does enforce federal law across the country. That's what we do.
But isn't it a fact that you have told the leadership of the FBI that you view it as moving toward a local and state police function?
No, we are prioritizing working with our local and state partners, and they will tell you that that has never happened with this much engagement in the history that they have been serving as local law enforcement officers. I believe local cops are the best intelligence source and the best understanding of their communities, and I folded in my FBI agents under that direction to work with them to get the job done.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, seems like he's trying to give people their flowers. I don't know.
That my oversight has made clear that Director Ray's FBI was politicized. I've released a trove of records to prove it, not only today but in past days. I've also said some FBI personnel who have been fired, retaliated against my whistleblowers, and I don't remember my Democratic colleagues defending my whistleblowers when their careers were ruined. Senator Schmidt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I get into the thrust of my comments and questions.
Oh, the thrust of his comments.
In our meetings prior to your confirmation, during your confirmation, we talked about your desire to get more agents out into the field, out of Washington, and take on violent crime. And you fulfilled that. St. Louis received the largest permanent per capita infusion of FBI agents anywhere in the country. And I know it's not only an isolated event, but we certainly appreciate.
Seems like they're spread it around the country.
To do that, and I know there's a lot of great opportunities ahead.
They're talking about the FBI. Director Patel faces Senate panel amid Kirk shooting. And the Epstein file rumors. And the file furors, I'm sorry. And Patel faces a lawsuit from 3 FBI leaders that he fired as he is slated to appear at the House Judiciary. I'm sorry, it's one of those mornings. At the committee on September 17th, as they're, getting a testimony from him in this oversight hearing. I said overnight, I don't know. I'm having a coffee issue. I should get more coffee before it causes an issue.
But I think that we face an even larger crisis that law enforcement alone can't tackle alone.
Is it overstep, sir?
That has culminated in the
is it an issue?
Charlie. But it doesn't end there. It's I think every bit present right now, and the challenge is greater than quite frankly, I would have imagined. Seeing some of the comments that have taken place after the assassination, it's something that I think as a country we have to reckon with. And it's something deeper, much deeper.
They're talking about that race war they're pitching, the boogaloo.
The norms of civil society. We've entered a very dangerous time, I think, in our country. And that should be clear to everyone. Political violence is a sign of a deep and corrosive sickness in any society. But in America today, the problem is just not political violence in the abstract. It is the specific kind of political violence which is overwhelmingly driven by a specific set of actors and groups. None of this...
They're revealing the insiders.
Over the past week, leaders from across the political spectrum have come out and forcefully condemned Charlie's murder and political violence more broadly. For that, we're all very grateful. We should be grateful. There have been calls to unite and come together in the wake of Charlie's murder, and I want to do that. I do.
You also were talking about the DNA found by Charlie Kirk's shooting.
Go forward together as a one people and under one flag. but we are not united. Upstream from the dehumanization and demonizing, political violence and rhetoric tearing apart our country is a divide on how we view America and Americans.
And they also were talking about the charges of terrorism against Luigi Mangione were dropped. Some bunch of stuff happening in this country right now. I believe they're flipping the ideology.
Something we're fighting for, which I believe, how do we do it? With words and ideas like Charlie did, or with firebombs and assassins' bullets?
And they were also talking about AI and the situation with social media and everything else, and the safety for, American health, and the wellness of people's mental health. And not only that, but children. It can be a danger over the AI and the targeting mechanisms, the crazy stuff going on. But I'm looking to go live in a little bit, maybe have a little bit of a fun day, as we continue to do what we do. Go from episode 1 all the way into Judgment Day. Hopefully you're going to be here when we ride it out through the sunset. And reminding you that from the morning, afternoon, and whenever we catch you, people, forget about it.